on my way! There's quality here. Useless.
Muss er, was noch mal? So, komm. Rosa, spiel außer. Okay, Rosa mal.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're at the
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Hyman doesn't see him anywhere.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long. as was the case so I came up with this little fun greeting for when you... But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very... Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you...
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from
Finance?
Useless!
This area sure feels gloomy. Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt degree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, Perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then... And then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to... Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Boring! Useless! Useless! Useless.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be...
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest. Miss Kamisato was delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? Oh, behind...
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of at present in Inazuma. In the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being... Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds. Given the contact we are required to have with them, a commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also... Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no... The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
You must also be here to try and convince Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work, but now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay. What could be the... What could be the matter?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he...
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here. You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave. True. But that's not why I chose to... And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never... I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took me... In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I have...
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason... As if you can't remember anything. Oh, maybe if you just try a little hard...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit.
I keep a diary? If you say so.
Oh, yes! Yes, you do! And what's more, I remember you saying at the...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the...
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what... Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole... I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it. Huh? Wait! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave... Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. looking at the color and the design. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of... That Tejima, the soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it. It looks like a letter. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima came here, but he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess... But I have no memory of anything. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for... Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I... And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not after all. I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him. Well, let's go find the next person. to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang.
What? We just happened. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supply, my own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember that. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what, and it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provision?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through... To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had.
Huh. He seems to me, but we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods, we really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Let's dance!
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box. Hopefully. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box.
You've got a deal. Now show us.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our.
Yes.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you? Or perhaps there's something you want to so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to...
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the pay. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing, and no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. But as for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell...
Sword? What?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly...
But we didn't buy any...
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see... What are you doing here all by yourself?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using... Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true.
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body and this sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the... Can you recognize the words?
virtue? And somehow those two words seem to explain taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refute. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry. I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
This really is a hard road after all.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how...
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look pleased. Accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. And he, Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the Shrine Maidens from the Grand... But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely...
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's...
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head Shrine Maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head Shrine Maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary Shrine Maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his fists just now, when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whisper when she asked him who the people were. He suddenly looked pale. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with blood. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the Shrine Maidens managed to subdue him. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Sneaking around. Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you catch up with me? Are you sure you're Dolmon's disciples? Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back at... I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know,
His senior? Wait.
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from... But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming... Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all... He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high... Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used up every After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his... So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him called... So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He was... Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see...
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be...
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai, I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No. That's not what I meant at all. You misunderstood. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, would...
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.